तिनक धिन धागे न 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 तिनक धिन. Every day I wake I make my mind up. I'ma be the one, be the truth, be the way. Yeah. Every day I wake I make my mind up. Gotta keep my mind on the because they only telling their side of the story. Out here telling lies like they on Morid. And poor rich kids get their money off on it. But down here in the hood, yeah, we know Forex. We growing up, yeah. We got the good. Good of them assets, good of my bad. Get rid of cash before the...
In situations like this, I always ask myself, what would P. Diddy do? What would P. Diddy do? No, I don't know. Hey, let's ask him. Oh, okay. P. Diddy?
What's up?
We can't wake up Shane.
You try symbols?
Yep.
What about sour milk?
Didn't work.
Tell you what. Take this toy helicopter. Put it down his pants.
All right, we'll do it. We'll do. Ah, come on, put it in. Nothing. Didn't work. He's still asleep.
Try this.
Shall I? By all means.
Not they offered him 50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down 50 million? Now I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times, just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right, because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
You got to tell him no. Peace to the party. It's your homeboy back again with the news. All right, so, doing what we do, we got to cover everything. And we're going to beat up on the media. And we're going to point out all the inconsistencies and how they've been basically, casting a war against the American people. It just is what it is. We're going to nail this down day by day, do the comparisons, and we're going to bring you the other side of the news from an autonomous perspective. You feel me? So today's agenda, you see what it is. So I know maybe a few of you, it hasn't made major news yet, but it's starting to circulate and a lot of people getting their eyes on it about this Nickelodeon documentary, right, on Buddy Dan Schneider. And lo and behold, who we had messing with the Nickelodeon cats, your boy P. Diddy. See, this little circle of influence ain't so big, right? That's why we gonna bust it down and we gonna really see what's what. So first thing we gonna do is we got to see what the people saying about this. What's the word on the street about this documentary? Me personally, I haven't seen it. It's not no shit I'm going to watch because I already know what the whole situation is with Hollywood. And we're going to break that down, show how it tied to the rap game and how all of this is a big collusion against the people. So let's check out the documentary. Little tidbits about the documentary. Shout out to Comedy Hype for the video, but let's see what they got to say about it.
I'm Symphony Thompson. The docuseries Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV has been revealing tell-all for those who were involved in creating some of the most nostalgic children's television over the last 25 years. The show has put a spotlight on those left in charge at Nickelodeon who are facing serious allegations. Former Nickelodeon producer Dan Schneider, who has been accused of abuse and running an inappropriate and toxic work environment for children, has just apologized for his behavior in the on-set atmosphere of his kids' television shows, which aired back in the late 90s, airing through the 2010s. Schneider is known for his work on shows like All That, The Amanda Show, Drake and Josh, iCarly, and more. He has long faced allegations of bad behavior, but this newly released docuseries has given fans the first in-depth look at what happened behind the scenes. We would recently spotlight notable Nickelodeon stars who have remained silent about their experience. However, Jay Lewis, also known as Little JJ of the series Just Jordan, would shock fans with his reaction to Quiet on Set. Lewis would go on to break his silence on Facebook. Just Jordan got canceled. I ain't giving up no A, LOL. This would cause several to react. Show didn't even make it to season 3 and they was already trying to get him to sell out. A dang shame. These producers / directors and any other adult behind these kids shows need to be investigated thoroughly. This is sick. Y'all forgot about the only great black themed show Nick ever had? Ain't no way, fam. That's wow, cause that show was amazing. That man didn't produce this show. LOL. That got canceled for other reason. Well, now for the first time ever, Schneider has broken his silence, giving his own reaction on what it was like to watch the docuseries detailing his behavior. In a conversation with actor Bobby K. Bowman, who worked on iCarly for several years. The interview was done for The Hollywood Reporter and even shared on Schneider's own YouTube page, although the comment section has been turned off. During the talk, Schneider would say, "Facing my past behaviors, some of which are embarrassing and that I regret, and I definitely owe some people a pretty strong apology. It was wrong that I ever put anybody in that position. I apologize to anybody that I ever put in that situation. There were lots of people there who witnessed it who also may have felt uncomfortable, so I owe them an apology as well."
It was wrong. It was wrong that I ever put anybody in that position. It was the wrong thing to do. I'd never do it today. I apologize to anybody that I ever put in that situation. And
in addition to apologizing, Schneider also reiterated information he released in a statement earlier this week, stating that anything that was aired on television went through multiple layers of approval, which included network executives and other adults that were present on set. He would continue, "Every one of those jokes was written for a kid audience because kids thought they were funny. Now we have some adults looking back at them 20 years later through their lens. I have no problem with that. Let's cut those jokes out of the show." Now, of course, folks had a lot to say as soon as the interview was released. Many have already criticized this interview because of the relationship between the actor and producer. One user would write, "This was not an interviewer. This sounds like a friend asking his friends questions. The Hollywood Reporter should be ashamed." Another social media user chimed in and said, "I can't even watch this fully because they are friends. Why are we going light on someone who did not protect kids or his staff? He was a grown man who knew what he was doing. He abused his power. This is not right." One more online user wrote, "This is disgusting because it shows that Hollywood protects their own or their club."
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
So here we go again. This supposed to be a kid's show, bro. Nickelodeon supposed to be for the kids. So how do you have these type of people? Because how many kids show allegations have y'all heard? Kid stars normally end up the worst, bro. A couple shows ago, we had the Orlando Brown clip. We all see. Remember, he was real popular as a kid. Why is it that these kid stars who supposed to have a leg up on life because they famous, supposed to be rich and famous young, why do most of them turn out to have terrible adult lives? It's because of people like Dan Schneider, allegedly. And you hear that he trying to make sure that he ain't the fall guy. What'd he say? He say this was approved by several others above me, basically is what he was saying. And I'm gonna back you up, Dan. I got your back, bro. Because he ain't lying. He may be a sick motherfucker, but he ain't lying about what he's saying because Hollywood is sick. This is the agenda against the people, right? And your homeboy with the news, you know, I'm gonna break it down to you. So we did, did a little research, right? And I want y'all to hear about this because I want to see what y'all got to say because a lot of people, they gonna say, man, your homeboy, he with the conspiracy theory. But I'm here to tell you right now, this is just straight up research. And if you got your eyes open, I don't know how you can't see it, right? But once again, we read over here. So let's break down some of this, right? And I want to read this article to you that has some historical significance. All right. So let me get this pulled up for y'all, and I'm gonna get to read. So the article says how conservative Hollywood became a liberal town. While it may seem as though Hollywood has always been liberal, it hasn't. Very few people today realize that at one point in the development of American cinema, conservatives ruled the movie making industry. Even today, conservative celebrities make successful movies for their millions of fans. Santa Monica College professor Larry Kepler, co-author of The Inquisition in Hollywood, wrote that during the 20s and 30s, most studio heads were conservative Republicans who spent millions of dollars to block union and guild organizing. Likewise, the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, the Moving Picture Machine Operators, and the Screen Actors Guild were all headed by conservatives as well. All right, now check that out. So conservatives running things in the beginning of Hollywood. So then it says scandals and censorships. In the early 1920s, a series of scandals rocked Hollywood. According to authors Kristen Thompson and David Bordwell, silent film star Mary Pickford divorced her first husband in 1921 so that she could marry the attractive Douglas Fairbanks. Later that year, Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle was accused but later acquitted of rape and murder a young actress during a wild party. In 1922, after director William Desmond Taylor was found murdered, the public learned of his lurid love affairs with some of Hollywood's best-known actresses. The final straw came in 1923 when Wallace Reed, a ruggedly handsome actor, died of a morphine overdose. Okay, now peep game. They telling you right now that things is going on early in the industry, right? So they having a little problem, and they want to try to keep a control on it because it's the conservatives. They ain't trying to, back in the day, man, they ain't have all this sex and drugs and murder on TV. Like, they weren't having that. You know what I'm saying? Those of you who are old enough to know, tap in the comments and let the people know, like, this wasn't normal what we see right now on TV. So let's double down. Let's keep on reading. So the Hays Code. In their book, Thompson and Bordwell said Hays appealed to the studios to remove objectionable content from their films. And in 1927, he gave them a list of material to avoid called the Don'ts and Be Carefuls list. It covered most sexual immorality and the depiction of criminal activity. Let me read that again. It covered most sexual immorality and the depiction of criminal activity. Okay. Nevertheless, by the early 1930s, many of the items on Hays' list were being ignored. And with Democrats controlling Washington, it seemed more likely than ever that a censorship law would be implemented. In 1933, Hays pushed the film industry to adopt a production code, which explicitly forbids depictions of crime mythology, sexual perversion. Films that abide by the code received a seal of approval. Although the Hays Code, as it came to be known, helped the industry avoid stiffer censorship at the national level, it began to erode in the late 40s and early 50s. Now, check it out, fam. Now, what have we been putting together this whole time? That Hollywood has been in collusion with the powers that be for a certain censorship message that they want to push an agenda down our throats, but then censor the response to it, right? Because history already prepared them to know what would come. So this is not just some made up fairy tale. These people are really in collusion to be able to push certain agendas and make us fall in line, right? And the people that try to speak out independently to cover the news or have a voice that's different than the collective, those people always get ostracized and villainized, even though all they're trying to do is offer a different perspective, right? Because I'm not Republican or Democrat. I call it how I see it. But I would definitely say that conservative just in the word itself, the values that come with that just make the most sense. Because I mean, how can a place like Nickelodeon, who's supposed to be a kid network, but really putting out certain messages and the way in which they are treating these actors and actresses on these sets, grooming them for certain lifestyles. I mean, check out the documentary, man. Y'all tap in with your homeboy. Let me know what y'all find, because you know this is a sensitive subject. As a father myself, you know, you don't never want to think about kids being in harm's way and danger, and knowing what we got to deal with in this society. If you're a parent, you really know what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just real. And they ain't doing us no better by what's coming out through the media. So this is part of the mission. You know what I'm saying? So that's getting it started. We got to get this serious topic out the way, but I want to show y'all the correlation, man. So we on the rap game telling y'all how they in the same boat with Hollywood. These same people run these corporations and put the messages out. But I want y'all to hear how these artists get trapped up into these bad deals we've been speaking about, and then they get casted out of their profession due to the nature of the deals. But I want y'all to hear from the artists themselves, because y'all may just say, man, your homeboy with the news, what you know about this? I do happen to know a little bit, but let's hear from the experts, man. Let's hear what the experts got to say, and then we can take it from there. So I want y'all to listen to this. Listen to T-Pain breaking down his entry to the rap game, and we're going to chop it up a little bit about it.
Akon has you and Lady Gaga? So you knew Lady Gaga before she was Lady Gaga?
Hold on, y'all. Technical difficulty. Hold on. We're going to get it right. Let me load it back up. All right, we're going to pivot. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. So basically, what I want to show is that we got these artists who've been speaking out, who when it was time for them.
Oh, no, I never remember that.
Never met Lady Gaga?
He knew her as...
Hold on, let's get it right. I think we may have action. All right, let's rock. So T-Pain talking about his story. We back live with the news. It's your homeboy. We gonna rock how it go.
And Lady Gaga? So you knew Lady Gaga before she was Lady Gaga? No?
Oh, no, I never remember that.
Never met Lady Gaga?
He knew her as Gaga?
I thought, that's what I Googled.
I mean, I didn't know. Akon was just signing everybody to get the signing bonuses.
Really?
You know what?
Like
you
the
know
label
what
game?
You know what? You act so surprised. You was like, oh, shit. This is crazy. Oh, y'all niggas get signing bonuses? That's crazy. Akon signed all of us for signing bonuses, bro. And then didn't do a goddamn thing. Like the whole time. You know what a signing bonus is, and you gotta pay it back, you stupid idiot. Like,
ain't no bonus about it.
Right. It was just...
That boy Nori trying to act like he ain't know what the hell he was talking about. Boy, you know good and well what T-Pain talking about.
Advance money.
Well, really?
You
so
know
you
what
and Akon wasn't homies? None of that?
We were at first, absolutely.
At first?
Yeah, me.
You were a rapper, right? You was bound with Nappy.
Rapper turned singer.
Nappy Heads.
Nappy Heads.
Rapper turned singer.
Really?
Yeah.
So he signed you as a rapper, or he signed you as a...
He signed me as a writer.
Because he was writing, he was
I was
his
writing
shit.
crazy. The first song I wrote for Akon was I'm Sprung. And he said, we don't do... verbatim. I'm not exchanging words for words. He said, we don't do records for... And then I made I'm Sprung. I'm Sprung, and he said we don't do records because he had Soul Survivor.
And locked up.
He had Soul Survivor at the time.
I never peeped that.
I see where he's
I'm a Soul Survivor. With Jeezy. He was the most gangster nigga alive. So he said to me, we don't do records for... And I did I'm Sprung, and I'm like, I'll take it to somebody in Tallahassee that'll play it. I took it to somebody in Tallahassee that played it.
And the rest was history. So what's the key things that he just broke down? He was a young cat just getting into the game. This was probably like 04, 05. Ain't had nothing, right? Broke in the hood. Here come Akon. Akon come calling, because at this time, he trying to sign everybody, because this was the evolution of the game. Back in the day, they used to send, in the 60s, 70s, when the industry first starting off, you go watch them Cadillac records and all Temptations and all them movies. It was typically some white person that'll come find you, bring you to the label. But then eventually they start having those black artists give them such like a imprint label, you know what I'm saying? And have them be the ones now to go bring in the talent to get these boys on these slave deals. They just bringing them in. They don't care what happened with them. They know they bring them in, bring some talent, the label makes some money, they get a cut. It's a cold business. You know what I'm saying? When you got these black faces in high places, goddamn, but they the ones really ushering you straight into the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's so many examples of this, and we're going to hit them all because we're going to drill this home. Like I say, this ain't anti-music. This is anti the music industry with the media establishment, because it's clear that these artists, they didn't lose their talent. It was certain ways to be able to take advantage and control the message that they wanted vulnerable people, sign them to bad deals that 99% of them would never be able to make it out of. You get what I'm saying? So then now these people are controlled. They have to put out certain messages. They have to align with certain parties. They got to go do these rap videos to tell you to go poke. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? All kind of rappers was ready to go sell us a song to go do that there. And the same ones tied in with these people who owe these favors, tied to these deals, are trying to figure out a way out of that. All right? So, hey, you ain't got to believe me. We're going to watch another one. We're going to let T-Pain, this is him telling you about the beginning of his record label career. Let's let you hear him talk about the end. I'm pretty sure this is going to surprise you right here, but you need to hear this.
Oh my goodness. Has my songwriting process changed through the years? Nope. Oh yeah, it did once. It did once, like 2 albums ago. Nope. Album before last. The Oblivion album. Completely different fucking writing process. Just get hammered, drunk, and say whatever the fuck come out my mouth. And that's what the label wanted. And that was the last album I needed to give them. They fucking put it out and they let me off the label. That they wouldn't take any actual good music. It was like, give us some street shit. They basically was like, we want you to sound like Future. And I'm like, so me then? I was like, no, we want you to sound like Future. It was like, we want your voice to sound. They didn't say this, but they was like, we want your voice to sound like it. We want Future music. And it was like, all right, cool.
I remember that. You were very upset.
I was very upset. I cried in the studio. The first time they told me that shit, I just cried. And they didn't tell me that. Keep that in mind. But I went in the studio and I tried. I was just like, let me just do my best impression of Future on this shit. And they was like, this is it.
Shut up,
This
Kyle.
is it. They're like, this is it. This is what they want right now. And I'm like, all right, okay. And then I cried. I cried in the studio. I was like, I can't believe these motherfuckers.
Read what Kyle said. He's crazy.
Oh my God.
Crazy. Hi, Kyle. Crazy.
The song was like 2 minutes. One of them bitches was like 6 minutes. I went overboard on one of them shits.
They insinuated it. Crazy Boys said. Yeah, they did. No, I remember that.
Yeah, but it was just like, I did that shit so fucking fast. I was asking for so much other shit. I was like, give me a house. I want a house to record in. And they got me a house. I was like, I want a different house and a cook. And I want a chef. I want a house. I want the house to have 4 bedrooms just so I can just have people in it. And it's got to have a pool. It's got to be in the mountains.
And they just kept getting me shit. I was trying to like make them not get me shit. And it was like, whatever it takes to get this album. I'm like, all right, cool. I just fucking blacked out drunk every night, said whatever the fuck came out of my fucking face, and turned it in. And they was like, yep, that's what we wanted. I was like, well, this is when I stopped doing music. If this is acceptable, and I don't even remember making half of these fucking songs, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stop. Shit.
And that's how you force legends out the game. That's how you force music to go to a certain direction. You literally hear this T-Pain now. Now, T-Pain, for those of you who don't know about the industry of music, was a very valuable asset to any record label for multiple reasons. He could sing, rap, produce, and write songs. So that's 4 different ways for that label to make money off you without you even hitting the road. Okay, so a person like T-Pain is literally a gold mine. Go check out his catalog and his work and see the songs that he was responsible for, the ones that he just wasn't on singing or rapping, but the ones that he produced and or wrote. So this dude could have literally been super mega rich just off of his talent. There's so many more just like T-Pain who wouldn't have been able to get the proper structured deals because they was already brought into a predatory system. Hollywood versus the rap game. It's all the same. Trying to accomplish the same mission. Akon was literally telling his man, don't make no songs for the women. That's what he said. And clearly he was wrong, but he was going off the directive that he was given. That's why Akon, when he came out talking about locked up and all this other, that was the image he was portraying because that's the image that worked. When the labels see something working, they want everybody and their mama to do it. This was the agenda for gangster rap, right? To be just like this and to force people who want to do real musicianship, they just stop funding them. And they tied into these bad contracts. So they like, hey, look, you can't do nothing without us. But salute to T-Pain for going independent, man, and doing what he do. That right there, that's a stream. He making money off his streams, right? Doing what we do right here, being independent, going straight to the people. But hey, yo, we doing this to make y'all have these conversations, right? We gotta tap in and really be aware of what's going on. So in these comments, man, let me know y'all thoughts. Hollywood, rap game, it's the same devil. They working together, man. Let me know what y'all think. Is it the artist's fault? Is it Hollywood? What's really going on? But I know it's a problem. So I want to hear from y'all. So appreciate all the love. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. It's your homeboy with the news. Like always, you keep it positive. You keep it pushing. Till next time, I'm out of here. Peace, y'all.
This is all the love I had. I can't get it back, I won't get it back, Gave all the love I had. My motherfucking free nigga. I can't get it back, I won't get it back.